What's up, guys? Sin on Twitch here. Here today, I have kind of a game rant. This is about Minecraft Dungeons. It's a weird-ass game, man. It's a first-party Microsoft game that aims to be just what it is. An over-the-head ARPG dungeon crawler with tons of action, loot, build crafting, and exploring. It hits all the marks in some places, but falls ever so out of balance in others. Paired with strange content models that I'm unsure is acceptable from a game that pulls most, if not all of its material from one of the biggest games of all time. So, without further ado, let's dive into the gameplay. Honestly, the gameplay feels good, but it's really nothing innovative to the genre it ever so softly tries to emulate. The dungeons are cool, even if there are only 9 of them, and the environments feel somewhat unique. The loot itself is fine, but during our 3-hour playthrough, which is just about enough time to finish the game in its entirety, we rarely felt the need to stray off of the beaten path, because we just did not feel as if it would yield any real sense of reward. In a dungeon crawler, the loot drives gameplay, and boy is the loot and difficulty scaling very, very strange in this game. There were times where we would run a dungeon rated for, say, 15 to 28 power leveled gear, being forced into playing at a higher difficulty when the missions beforehand only gave us, say, power 12 and under gear. It was extremely, extremely underleveled and felt very unbalanced. It's very, very weird. But this is a far cry from games like Diablo, where you can quite literally build a monstrosity of a hero early on and enjoy grinding the harder difficulties for better reward. Except the rewards are just about the same. Most often than not, we would only get reskinned versions of the same 4 to 5 types of gear pieces, just at higher levels from world drops. But collecting emeralds allows us to go into the shop in the camp and just spam the spam the blacksmith to get unique gear so early that anything we got in the world loot pool just seemed useless. This does not feel that great in my opinion, and is a telltale sign to myself and my gang that something feels off about the game's loot pool and loot scaling. In one 3-hour session, we only ran into around the same 6 to 7 enemy mobs repeatedly, even though we were in different environments. The lack in variety of enemy types, or even elite enemy types, made us feel like we were going around in circles, just in different backdrops each dungeon we ran. While I did feel challenged, I did not feel like it was worth the challenge at the end of each dungeon, and I wasn't left with any memorable instances that made me think, oh wow, that monster was tough, or oh man, you remember when I got that piece of gear off of this enemy? It just did not feel great. The time spent playing this game has made me feel very unrewarded and very bored. Keeping in mind this is all personal opinion from someone that loves Minecraft, I truly feel like the teams could have done a better job at making the world feel more full, instead of making it feel like a chopped up mobile game made by Xbox, made for PC and Switch and console. I genuinely think this game will be successful on the Switch and other handheld devices. It has all the tropes that would make this game perfectly marketable to those platforms. But this game just does not offer anything to the seasoned Minecraft or isometric or ARPG player that you can't find in other titles like Diablo or Wolcen. And let me just say, the content model, as soon as we logged into the game, we were greeted with the fact that 5 of the game's coolest skins are DLC only. This is kind of obnoxious, as you don't entirely see your skin half the time anyways, but I guess Mojang's gotta eat, dog. Then, upon looking at the in-game map and seeing that even as a $30 game that just launched, it only had 9 dungeons to explore, and it was a bit disheartening based on how long this game was in development for, and the anticipation built up around it. A longtime friend of mine, co-streamer and Minecraft connoisseur himself, TylerMcMuffin, was so disappointed in the fact that they are already making mention of, hey guys, check it out, we have more dungeons on the way as paid DLC. If I hadn't picked this up through Game Pass for $1, I would have flipped my lid. How are you, as Microsoft and Mojang, going to put out a game based on your best-selling IP, market it as a full experience, have it only be 3 very boring and monotonous hours long, then ask for more money for more content that's coming at an unknown date and time? To me, this just comes off as bad practice and leaves a sour taste in my mouth as a gamer. Which leads me to my last kind of important point. I had fun with this game. Don't think I didn't. I definitely think it's worth picking up on Game Pass and giving it a whirl and determining for yourself whether or not it's a game that you want to invest a lot of time into. I just do not feel the same type of depth here as I would feel in other titles. Which leads me to my last point. It is very possible that I might just not be in the demographic this was targeted for. We all have this preconceived notion that Minecraft is a kid's game, and honestly, it feels like it was made for kids, which is great. Getting that next generation into ARPGs and introducing them to awesome world of looter games, not looter shooters, is something I've been wanting to see happen. And if that was the initial case, then it was made very unclear, which is kind of the fault of the marketing around the game. But I think I get the message here loud and clear. This game isn't exactly meant for all ages. It's meant to just be a mindless grind game for the older crowd, and a beginner's dive into the world of games more akin to Diablo for the younger crowd. So I guess in a way, good on you, Microsoft? Whatever. Anyways, guys, this has been another Sin Game Rant. You can watch me live weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/SinTrigger96. And follow me on Twitter for all gaming news and details related to upcoming looter, RPG, MMO, and hack and slashers at twitter.com/SinOnTwitch or at SinOnTwitch. I will see you guys all next time.